We're just a few weeks away from the Royal Rumble. Who will come out on top? Who will face the WWF champion at WrestleMania 9? Hi everybody, welcome to Monday Night Nitro. Welcome to episode 3 of the new gen, our WWF 1993 save on TEW9. Let's just get straight into it, shall we? We kick off with some pre-show matches, as we tend to do now on this channel. And it's Doink the Clown facing Max Moon. Have no plans whatsoever for Max Moon that I know of, unless suddenly he gets popular and takes off, which I very much doubt it. So the pre-show match, we had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Doink the Clown got the win in 10 minutes 26 by submission with a stump puller. Wrestling of 43, crowd 39, 50 overall, kind of what I probably expected actually. Move on. Giant Gonzalez takes on Tatanka. We do kind of have some plans for Tatanka. Giant Gonzalez can just go as far as I'm concerned, but he's on the roster, so I'm kind of thinking of maybe doing something with him. Certainly not in a way of getting a kind of push, but maybe we'll just give him something to do, whether he joins in a storyline somewhere, I don't know. He's on the roster, why not just kind of use him? I know he's pretty useless, but we might find something for him to do. But this pre-show bout had good heat and decent wrestling. Tatanka defeated Giant Gonzalez in 5 minutes 52 by pinfall with a tomahawk chop. And we get 54 for the wrestling, 55 for the crowd, 55 overall. Yeah, pretty basic. Nothing exciting for a pre-show match. There wasn't enough selling shown, which probably Giant Gonzalez there, who probably fell flat on that. The Bushwhackers take on the Head Shrinkers. Decent pre-show match. The Bushwhackers got the win here. I didn't choose the winners for this one, and I'm a little bit disappointed because I probably would have preferred the Head Shrinkers. Probably should have just gone ahead and chose the winners myself. Anyway, it's the Bushwhackers that get the win in 10 minutes 23 when Bushwhacker Luke pinned Samu with a battering ram. 57 for the wrestling. The crowd got a 55 rating, and overall we get a 61. Both of the Bushwhackers were off their game as well, so it could have been a bit better, but it's pre-show. Just wanted to use a couple of tag teams. So as we open Monday Night Nitro with Jerry Lawler and Vince McMahon on commentary, welcoming everybody to the arena, to the show. And they open the show tonight. We'll see Yokozuna in action against Crush. Razor Ramon will also be in action. And then Vince is cut off by the bell of the Undertaker's music. And this segment got a 77. And the Undertaker comes out for his match then. Damien Demento is already in the ring. We had great heat and decent wrestling. The Undertaker got the win in 9 minutes 53 by countout. So basically what happened here, Damien Demento seems more interested in Paul Bearer. As the match is going on, he keeps sort of looking over. There's a bit of action, but he keeps looking over at Paul Bearer. And Paul Bearer's, in his usual way, holding on to that urn and, what's going on? What's this all about? And Damien Demento just seems so fixated on Paul Bearer. Or is it the urn that he's fixated on? And he ends up just spooking Paul Bearer out a little bit. And Paul Bearer kind of heads towards the exit. And Damien Demento follows him. This gives The Undertaker the win. We've got a storyline here. I didn't want to do The Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez. Damien Demento probably isn't much better, but I just thought it would suit it a little bit more for what I wanted to go with. There's a fixation here. Damien Demento is kind of fixated on the urn. Why? So this got a 60 wrestling rating, 62 crowd, and 69 overall. And actually, do you know what? I'm quite pleased with that. That's not too bad at all. We had another, wasn't enough selling shown, but oh well. Then we've got a news segment. Sean Mooney introduces promos from Money Inc., Randy Savage, Tatanka, and Rick Martel. Rick Martel certainly someone I haven't used, I don't think at all yet, which, I would like to. Always kind of like Rick. Again, another one of those guys. Will he be pushed to the top? Probably not, but I'd like to use him. Keep that mid-card strong. So the Money Inc. promo is the one we're concentrating on here. And Ted DiBiase kind of just laughs, and he says, last week proved what I've said all along. Everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man. The Nasty Boys found out what happens when you try to brawl with businessmen. And then IRS says, that's right, the Nasty Boys tried to cheat the tax man and they got audited. And then Jimmy Hart laughs as well, and he says, and if you don't like it, baby, they can take it up with the boss, Money Inc. And then DiBiase says, face it, Nasty Boys, you got beat fair and square, the Money Inc. way. But yeah, that's that segment out the way. Again, there was other wrestlers giving promos here, but that's the promo that we're concentrating on, just to try and do something with that storyline. And it did gain heat. There was a little bit of green and a little bit of red here. People struggling when going off script, that sort of thing. But plenty of green, and the storyline gained heat as well, which is always good. So an overall rating of 60. Then we've got Bob Backlund taking on Shawn Michaels. This is a non-title match. I know I said previously that I think all title matches should be, or all matches where the champions are wrestling should be title matches, but I think it kind of works when it's a heel. He doesn't have to defend it. He's not defending it, but, you know, he doesn't want to be out of action for too long. He doesn't want to get, I mean, he wouldn't call it ring rust. He would say, you know, I don't want to get out of practice, that sort of thing. So yeah, his answer is, I need a match, but I don't have to put the title on the line. So we had good heat and decent wrestling. Shawn Michaels defeated Bob Backlund in 14 minutes 12 seconds by pinfall with a sweet chin music. And then during the match, we had Marty Jannetty distract Michaels. So he didn't really come down and kind of distract Shawn Michaels, but he was there at ringside, just standing there, just watching, you know, in thought, just watching Shawn Michaels. And Shawn Michaels, you know, keeps looking over. Didn't affect his performance. He still won the match. Now, got confusingly, Shawn Michaels and Sensational Sherry are in different face-heel divide. I probably didn't realize that they were on different sides of the face-heel divide. I thought at this time Sherry was still just Shawn Michaels' manager. We're going to have to put up with that penalty for a few more weeks at least. I do have plans to move Sherry away, but we'll have to kind of stick with this for the moment. So the match got a wrestling rating of 61, a crowd rating of 60, but overall 73. So yeah, really pleased with that one. And the Shawn Michaels Marty Jannetty storyline gained heat on this one as well. After the match, Jannetty hangs out at ringside and Shawn grabs a mic and he says, what do you want out here, Marty? Come to see some style? And Jannetty grabs his own mic and says, I didn't get involved in your match, Shawn. I'm above that. But I want you to know I'm here. I'm always here. I'm always watching. It must be about time you defended that title, Shawn. How about you give these fans what they want? You and me at the Royal Rumble, Intercontinental title on the line. Then you'll learn what style really means when you get beat by the rocker that keeps on rolling. The crowd at the end of this one is very hot. Marty Jannetty struggled going off script. The storyline did lose heat in this one. And 56 overall. Yeah, not great, but, you know, we're telling a story. And then we've got a 2-minute video promo with Mr. Perfect. Didn't use him anywhere else in the show. And I do like to do this in most episodes. It's realistic. They did do this sort of thing in those days. You know, just a hype video of a certain wrestler. 63 rating. Nothing special about it. Then we go back to ringside and we have high energy in a match against Joey Maggs and Mike Sharp. So we had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. High energy got the win in 7 minutes 27 when Owen Hart pinned Mike Sharp with a missile drop kick. And Owen Hart was head and shoulders above everybody else, so he was the best worker in the match. A little bit disappointed with the score, although can I expect much more than that? Probably not at this stage. I want to be using high energy for the simple reason we want to be getting Owen Hart over. And I think the best way to do that at the moment is keep him in the tag team division. Of course, I've got plans for him going forward as a solo performer, but at the moment, he's still in that tag team division. Wrestling rating of 45 and a crowd of 35, but overall 53. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that one. Owen Hart and Coco Beware have the tag team specialist bonus. And the colour commentary gave the match a boost. Let's move on. Gene Okerlund interviews Men on a Mission. I did not expect a good score for this, and I haven't gone into any detail. I just wanted to get Men on a Mission I needed the interview segment, and I just thought it's realistic. They kind of wrestled last week, and now Jin kind of introduces everybody to Mo and Mabel, still without a manager. Whether I'll bring Oscar in or not, I don't know. But a rating of 24, kind of ultra gutted. I don't want to say annoyed because I should have known, or I did know really it wouldn't get a good score. Didn't think it'd be as low as 24, but yeah, I knew it wouldn't be a great score. 24 is what it is. Razor Ramon then makes his way to the ring, and he has a mic in hand, and he says, "Hey, Chico." I'm not going to do that accent for the whole promo. I hear Bret Hart likes to talk about fighting champions. Well, Razor Ramon don't talk. Razor Ramon takes. Bret, you can keep wearing your little pink tights, your sunglasses, but at the Royal Rumble, I'm taking your gold, and I'm going to melt it down to make something that actually shines like me, man. And then Bret's music hits, and Bret comes out looking annoyed as he would, but whether he's in the mood for a fight, maybe not, just wants to come out and intimidate. And he enters the ring, and he takes his own microphone, and he says, "You've got a big mouth, Razor. You think you're just going to walk in and take this at the Royal Rumble? Every man who's tried has found out the same thing. You don't take the World Wrestling Federation Championship. You earn it." And then Razor said, "Then at the Rumble, Chico, Razor earns it the hard way." So this was made up of 3 parts: Razor Ramon coming out, Razor Ramon's promo, and then Bret Hart's promo. 82, really pleased with this segment, and the storyline advanced but didn't gain heat. But if it didn't gain heat with a rating of 82, that means it's already pretty high, so I'm pleased with that one. Then Razor Ramon has his match, and Bret Hart obviously isn't hanging around. He's a face. He's going to let Razor get on with his match without sort of interference. And Razor Ramon takes on Virgil. No particular reason why I'm using Virgil, just someone for him to face. Good heat and decent wrestling, and it's Razor Ramon that gets the win in 8 minutes 53 by pinfall with the Razor's Edge. And the match was designed to tell a specific story. So, yep, our storytelling match. Razor got a brilliant rating of 71 here. The match overall, maybe a little bit disappointed, but I mean, it wasn't a particularly long match. And yeah, Virgil, I don't think he's unimportant, but he's no higher than recognizable. So 59 for the wrestling, 60 for the crowd, and 68 overall. Then in a pre-match segment, we just have Mr. Fuji hyping Yokozuna and talks about the Royal Rumble. So, my Yokozuna is the biggest man in the World Wrestling Federation, and he's going to win the Royal Rumble, and he will face Bret Hart. Obviously, whoever the champion is, but he says he will face Bret Hart at WrestleMania for the WWF Championship. And I'm pleased with the 73. I didn't think Fuji would do so well on the mic. He's got good charisma, but his microphone skill wasn't great. So 73, I'm pretty happy with. And the next match is our main event. So Crush takes on Yokozuna. A disappointing main event. I don't know if I expected much better. Crush isn't really anything to shout about skills-wise. He's not completely awful when it comes to popularity. Yeah, I might have... It would have been nice if this match had hit 70, but it didn't. But we had good heat and great heat and good wrestling. Yokozuna got the win in 9 minutes 39 by pinfall with a bonsai drop. And this was still the show match, actually. I'm surprised I did that. Although I probably just felt with Crush, maybe try to give it a bit more oomph. Wrestling got 65, crowd 67, overall 64. Yeah, it might have dinged the overall rating for the show, but kind of is what it is. Let's see what we get. 70 is not bad. Yeah, annoyed in one sense, but I know we had a couple of dud segments there. Yeah, could have been better, could have been worse. Sometimes you got to have these kinds of shows that just help stories develop, and you use guys that might not necessarily get you the best ratings. As long as 3 out of 4 nitros are very good, I'm not over worried. So we lost popularity in 10 regions, but we did gain in 13 others. So let's have a look at the behind the scenes then. Financial reports, 163,000 made in this show. That's all good stuff. Popularity report. Yeah, we've lost in most of the US, but I mean, that's still pretty high. That's a pretty high pop. So let's check out our emails, drug test fees, and Monday Night Raw viewing figures. Okay, yeah, that's it, really. Did I delete those emails? I don't really need to keep them. Just delete them. I don't think there's anything to show you. We've gone through Monday Night Raw. Royal Rumble is in 12 days, so we do have one more Raw before the Royal Rumble. Let's just have a quick look at our storylines. We are still achieving 3 storylines of hot or above. Bret Hart, Razor Ramon is extremely hot. Damien Demento and The Undertaker kicked off with very hot. So, yeah, pleased with that one. Mr. Perfect and Doink is extremely hot. Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty is extremely hot. And the Nasty Boys, Money Inc. is hot. Yeah, pleased with that then. So that's all the storylines giving us exactly what we need. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Please join me for the next one. We are one Raw away from the Royal Rumble. Next episode of Raw. There was no matches announced in the previous one, actually, for next week, was there? Maybe missed a trick there in terms of being realistic, because they would normally announce at least one match that was going to take place next week. But okay, it's fine. But as I say, it's the last Raw before the Royal Rumble, so we'll do something to the majority of the storylines we've got going on, I expect. Please give a like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this one. And take care of yourselves. I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.